Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Fox98 here. Welcome back to a brand new video for you guys today here on the channel. Welcome to round 2 of SBRL. We are here for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix this time around. And as we get straight into this session, then I was really looking forward to racing here at Abu Dhabi. I had a lot of pace and I was really comfortable with my car, so I was really looking forward to getting out on track. And obviously, if you haven't seen the previous episodes, which was the Chinese Grand Prix, be sure to go check that one out before you come and watch this one, so you can see where we are in terms of how the championship stands, and we can go from there. Anyway, as we go on to our qualifying lap then, we're actually going to be qualifying on the Hypersoft tyres. I know this is a bit of a strange strategy, but I just decided to get on the Hypersofts, and what I learned from the Chinese Grand Prix, again, you need to watch that if you don't understand why, is that when I tried to qualify on a slower compounded tyre, sure, it meant that I was on a better strategy for the race, but it really didn't turn out that way, and it turns out that lap 1 is a little bit of a fest at the moment in this league, so I've got to be careful. But anyway, this is my final lap of the qualifying session so far. So Pro Dominator is currently on pole position, and annoyingly, I got heavily blocked on this lap, but I wanted to show it nonetheless and show how I was still doing despite getting blocked, and it really did frustrate me. So there's 1 minute and 10 seconds to go, and the Force Indy behind me of Robin was clearly trying to get out and sort a lap out, and well, there's just no time, even if you corner cut everything. But as you can see, we're 2/10 up at the moment on our personal best. There's a little bit of time on the exit of the hairpin, but we're starting to gain it back, and you can see we are 2/10 up. As it stands, we're going to be going into pole position, because Dominator at the moment is just 0.59 seconds in front of me, or 0.059 seconds in front of me, so we're doing a very good job here. Unfortunately, I run very deep into the hairpin. I believe the 100-meter board was broken off, and I just needed that, and it wasn't there anymore. But unfortunately, you can see here, like, Robin now just cutting all the corners. Like, he's, like, moving out of the way, which is fine, but then you'll see in a minute that just doesn't help me as I now go, and so you can see personal best now. Fastest middle sector of anybody. I managed to just about get that bit right, and then again, look, just gets cut across there. Completely sends me off course, and it's just wayward. Like, there's 17 seconds. There was no chance he's ever going to get it, and look at that, just, like, blocking the apex, and it was just so frustrating. Like, I'm braking early because I don't want to go into the back of him to lose myself time, and it was just such a pain on this lap. I was constantly, like, sort of flicking up and down on my delta, but honestly, like, if I didn't have any distractions and I didn't have, well, this Force India in my way, I would have 100% claimed pole position. Unfortunately, I'm not going to, so I come across the line here, and I actually improved by 1/1000th of a second in the end, so, I mean, I improved on my lap time, but there was a chance I could have got into the 34s there, so I was really frustrated, and I was really angry at that, and it really got on my nerves that the Force India just did not just move out of the way and didn't get out in time, really. But as you can see then, strategy-wise, I'm going to be going for potentially a 2-stopper. If I can get the Hypersofts far enough, I will try a 1-stop, but that's not for granted. But anyway, we're on the grid here now for the start of SBRL round 2. We've got 5 red lights here, and it is lights out. Where we go here to start SBRL. It's been a great start from us. We blasted past Pro Dominator off the start line there as we now go into the lead of the Grand Prix in a comfortable run in towards the first corner. There's Pro Dominator himself out of the session now. He actually had a horrible amount of lag because on his screen, I think his lights actually went out later than everybody else's, which was, well, extremely weird. His Web Dart has gone as well as Big Reese. So, chaos at the start of this Grand Prix. Oh, and also Big Abdullah as well. Don't forget that as well. There's now 4 drivers out of the race, and we've only just started. So, if you're in the top 10 right now, you'll be getting points, but Golden Fast here gets a much better exit off of the hairpin corner, and we actually get tangled a little bit there on each other. A little bit of lag connection hits there, and just attaching us together now as we go in towards the hairpin corner here. He actually goes for it down the inside here, so he's going to go for it up the inside. Gives a little bit of contact there, completely fine, nothing wrong with that at all. We do have to hit a lot of the curb there to get in front, but we're in rich mixture and overtake modes in ERS. I don't think Golden Fast was in that, but we're having to go heavily defensive now as he goes towards the outside now for the next complex of corners here, and we're going to have to brake very, very late into here. We actually do brake late. It allows us to run wide in here, and this triple chicane section, if you're not really that alongside the opponent, you're pretty much not going to get your overtake done. So we managed to stay in front for the time being, but worrying signs because we are on the Hypersoft tyres, so we technically need to build a gap, and we haven't done that, and I was kind of expecting as we get a bit of a problem there, and we go deep there into the corner. Golden Fast tries to go back round us, but we are not going to let that happen. But yeah, I was expecting a gap to form like Dominator had in China. That didn't happen, so I'm just going to have to try and do something ambitious now, completely different, and I've got to rejig my strategy, because at the moment, you can see that Golden Fast is right behind me, with also Epic Boss there in the background, and I'm going to be doing just that. Now, I decided that the best option for me in this race is to just blast it now. Let's go absolutely flat out. I know, for example, Golden Fast and Epic Boss are going to do their best to try and stay with me, thinking, oh, he's on Hypersofts, let me stay with him, and then I'll try and catch him later on. That's fine, stay right behind me. I'm going to blast the living daylights out of these Hypersoft tyres, go and commit to a 2-stop race, force the ultra soft runners into sticking with my pace. Unfortunately, I do get a time penalty, and in that triple chicane, I got another warning in the process of that, which is frustrating. But by doing this, it just gives a little bit of wear on their tyres. They may be able to make it to their scheduled pit stop lap, but at least I'm having some fun with it. But now, as you can see, on to lap 6 of the Grand Prix here, Golden Fast has now had enough. My tyres are now coming towards the end of their stint. Golden Fast, however, is pretty much halfway through his stint, and he's obviously up to the ante in terms of his fuel mixture and also his ERS now as he goes towards the outside line here. I defend the inside line. Golden Fast goes towards the outside line, brakes later than I do into the corner as we now go side by side in towards the triple chicane here, leaving each other plenty of room, and that little jab just there that you saw there actually damaged and broke my end plate, which I have no idea how that slight little bit of contact there broke off my end plate, but it did break it off. Unfortunately, I have a yellow end plate now for my car, which is just an absolute pain. Like, Golden Fast, fair play to him, that was a really good move. Like, we both gave each other the respect in there, and Golden Fast had every right to close the door. I literally slammed on my brakes and allowed him to close the door, but the tiniest little bump, and boom, there goes my end plate. So I was really frustrated that my end plate went, but at the end of the day, oh well, it happened. And I'm not blaming anyone for it. Like, it was a fair fight. You just saw it down your screens, the end plate going to yellow there. So it happens, and that, from me, pretty much I thought now that's kind of race over in terms of trying to beat Golden Fast, because like in China he was absolutely rapid, and again obviously here he's very, very fast, and he's definitely someone that I'm going to be like targeting in this league, which is a nice thing obviously, because I don't league race, I've never have done, and obviously by having someone that's a lot quicker than me, it allows me to have a target. Like if I created a league and I was the fastest, it wouldn't really be as fair, if that makes sense. But anyway, we're back up now on a set of ultra soft tyres. We're going to take these to around about lap 17, 18, and then we're going to fit on a brand new set of ultra soft tyres, go to the end of the race, pretty much just see where we can get to now as we continue onwards. And there's another time penalty for multiple warnings. That's 6 seconds now in my pocket, which is not good at all. And I need to now hope that my teammate, my rivals in front, have got penalties. Now, as we go on to the end of lap 8 to start lap 9, obviously with a fresh set of ultra soft tyres, we're now finding some grip, finding some pace, and we go into the fastest lap of the race so far, catching Hayden. However, Hayden actually has some front wing damage. However, he's decided not to pit and get it replaced. He's just going to stretch it out and wing it. And as you can see here, he is on those ultra softs still. They're very much at their end of their stint now, those ultra soft tyres. They can only really do about 12 to 14 laps if you really stretch them out. But unfortunately for him, it's not going to work there as Epic Muncher gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, thanks to using the streams footage to get this bit. As you can see now, we're on the back of Hayden here, and as you can see, we're going to have some DRS. Now, Hayden was actually lagging a lot on this straight, so I was kind of worried about making this overtake, because I didn't know where his car was, because he was doing that glitching back and forwards thing. But eventually here, I just decided to pull out of the slipstream, open up the DRS, and just use Rich Mix and overtake, and just go for it. Here we go, in towards the hairpin now. I go a little bit wide there, give the respect to Hayden in terms of what he wanted. I believe he wanted to go for the switch back there, but with the damage to the front wing, he just couldn't quite get the turning in on the car, and the rotation wasn't there for him. But he has got DRS for the next section of the straight here, and he is actually going to go for it. He's closer than I expected him to be, as we're now going towards this corner here. He tried it down the inside. I leave a little bit of room, but kind of shut the door there. In a very aggressive way against Hayden there. But obviously plenty of room, plenty of respect between the two of us. And that's what we like to see. And that's kind of why I started league racing in the first place, or created my own league, was because of just having some close and fun and fair racing. Meanwhile, whilst I was getting away from Hayden, Hayden actually stopped for a brand new set of super soft tyres here on lap 14 of the Grand Prix. He's actually catching up to Robin. Now, this was the other battle that I could really pick out from the Grand Prix, which didn't include myself. So as you can see here, a lovely move here around the outside of the chicane. Pretty much what Golden Fast did against me on lap 6. That exact same move there, apart from the fact Robin didn't actually break his front wing. Actually got a little bit of a corner cut there. Yeah, very good overtake there from Hayden. That put him up into P3 of the Grand Prix. Now onto lap 17 of the Grand Prix. Golden Fast has caught up to me. He's pitted for a brand new set of super soft tyres, whereas I'm on my ultra soft tyres. And the biggest problem I had, obviously, was because I had to stop for a brand new front wing. It cost me a good 5-6 seconds or something like that. So it meant that the gap is only 4/10, when really at this stage it should have been around about 6 seconds. So that's what's really, really frustrating, but I have to get on with it nonetheless. And as you can see here, I'm not really, well, I have actually gone into the high engine modes to try and defend the position. But if Golden Fast does blitz past me, I ain't going to defend it because, you know, at this stage now, he's not my race. As you can see here, we going towards the hairpin now. Golden does go for it here. He actually outbreaks himself. I give him plenty of room for the inside, but he outbroke himself. I'm now going to go switch to the outside here. Golden fast on that side, but we've tangled with each other. Contact is made, and oh, look, a red end plate once again there. Golden fast lifts off, and he gives the position straight back away. Honestly, he didn't have to give that position back, like, straight away. I can tell from that angle, or from the only angle that we had there, it's frustrating that we've now got yet another bit of front wing damage. But after reviewing the footage, I looked in the stream, and I also looked from obviously my perspective that I had here. It just looked like a side pod glitch. Like, he sort of ran wide. I went onto the curb to try my hardest to get away. I think we just side pod glitched, and obviously it meant that obviously because I was just that little bit in front, it just obviously put me and spun me in towards the wall. I think Golden Fast took damage as well, though. So yeah, it happens. You know, as long as Golden Fast isn't angry about it, I'm not. So as you can see, then we go into the pits now for our second stop. This was our scheduled lap anyway, but obviously we obviously took damage to our car, so we. I've got to stop, and I'm glad the mechanics support plenty of front wings with them, because I kind of need them at the moment. So, as you can see, coming in, another front wing as Epic Muncher retires from the session. In this race, pretty much lots of people crashed. They really weren't happy with this track. That's what I can say. But we stop again. Now, Golden Fast has stayed on the super soft tyres, and this was a very interesting thing. I didn't know this until I had some. I think I was in a party chat with Hayden, Epic Boss, Gallifrey War, and also Sam, but he wasn't actually. He was obviously commentating on the stream. I believe I was in the party chat with those guys. And from what I heard, Golden Fast actually has damage. He did actually damage his front wing end plate. I didn't think he did. I thought it was just me. Whereas it turns out it was his damage. And now we've got 9 laps to go in this Grand Prix. That gap is 20.3 seconds. 9 to go. Here we go then. The chase is now on. With knowing that he had damage, I'm going for it. Gap 17.4. Lap 1 lap later. End of lap 21 to start lap 22. The gap was 17.4 down to 14.7. I know that I'm going to push hard in this Grand Prix to really go for it. Another time penalty. Whatever. It happens. I'm just going for it now. And as you can see, lap 22 to start lap 23. Gap down to 12.7 seconds. Really pushing hard now. I'm just giving it everything. Don't care about time penalties. If I can just win the race on track, and if I lose out on penalties, whatever. That's completely fine by me. Start lap 25, 7.9 seconds, really closing down as his tyres start to wear out. That front wing causing even more understeer. It's going to really hurt him. Gap 5 seconds now. 3 to go in this Grand Prix. Now we've got 2 laps to go in this Grand Prix. You can see he's dead ahead as we now go on to lap 27. 2.2 now, the gap between myself and Golden Fast. And on the end of lap 27, coming up towards the start of lap 28. Now Golden Fast here, he's got 6 seconds worth of time penalties. I was informed about this. I've got 9 seconds. Now, in theory, I could probably, if I can get past Golden Fast, through the middle sector and the final sector, I might just be able to pull out the 3 seconds as he's got damage there, but a bit of oversteer on the back end of the car, and the final corner might have just put pay to that. But as you can see then, in towards this final complex of corners now, we go through more track limit warnings, whatever. I'm just gunning for it at this stage in the race now. As we go in towards the first sector, you can see Golden Fast has to lift off the throttle ever so slightly just to get the rotation in on the car now. As we go in towards the chicane, he also has to brake early because he doesn't want to afford going completely wide here. But he now in towards the chicane here. I'm going to sneak my car towards the outside now, put him under pressure slightly as Golden Fast now goes through. He's lost the rear of the car though, and he's gone through and he's hit the wall. Golden Fast is out of the Grand Prix on the last lap here in Abu Dhabi. He lost the rear on the exit of the hairpin, and as he did that, I tried to go for the switchback, and then we made contact because he cut across my front wing because he lost out there. And for the 3rd time in this race, I lost my front wing. Oh my god, at every single occasion that I've lost my front wing has been with an altercation with Golden Fast. And wow, what drama in the desert here at Abu Dhabi. What a cracking Grand Prix it really has been, as we now pretty much have just got to gently guide this thing home. Hayden is about 30 seconds behind now. He pitted for a brand new set of Hypersoft tyres as he wanted to go for the fastest lap. Now, just to confirm, in this league, we're not doing points for fastest lap. When we started this league, we started it before this fastest lap rule thing came into play, and we decided that we didn't want to do it. So in this league, it is literally just as it normally is, not with this fastest lap point thing. But as we come around now the second to last corner here, there is pretty much nothing else to discuss in this Grand Prix, apart from the fact that for the first time in SBRL, round number 2, it's going towards myself. We're going to come across the line and win the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. What an epic race it really was. There was so much battling going on in the Grand Prix here. And as you can see then, myself onto the top step of the podium. Hayden manages to claim second place, and also Robin, who stayed out of trouble for the entire Grand Prix, literally got in nobody's way, did his own race, was nearly a minute off of myself, picks up third place just because he stayed out of trouble. And that's the best thing to do when it comes to league racing, and that's an online racing in general. Just get yourself out of trouble and you'll get rewarded. It always happens. You can start last. Robin started in P6. Hayden started in P11. Obviously, Hayden had a damage to his front wing, but Robin started P6. He stayed out of trouble and he got the podium. So you know it does work that way. So there's the top of that, and an epic race there overall with a lot of drama and a lot of front wing end plates lost in the process. GG's to obviously everyone that raced in this race, obviously. Obviously, commiserations to Golden Fast. Only 3 people actually finished. Guys, can we not crash? That'd be great. As you can see then, here is what the championship standings look like after that race then. So I lead the championship now by 3 points over Golden Fast. Also in this league as well, if you do DNF and you finish in the top 10, you will still claim the points for that. That is a rule that we've made. So Golden Fast, obviously, even though he DNF'd, he still picked up P4 because he was classified P4, and he retired on the last lap as well anyway. Hayden then 36 points. He's only 4 points behind myself, so the top 3 of us are pretty much in our own little fight. As Starlight Glimmer, you can see, is on 16 points with Robin. So, obviously, there is a battle at the top, and we're starting to see the front runners now in this league, followed by the other lot. Obviously, we've got some people that haven't been able to crack on yet and get on with it. But anyway, guys, that is going to be it for SBRL round number 2. If you guys have enjoyed today's video, feel free to drop it a like, subscribe if you're new around here as well to the channel if you haven't already subscribed yet. And I will be back with a brand new video tomorrow, I believe, because I've got some challenges that I need to upload because they are funny and amazing. But until then, guys, thank you very much for watching today's video, and I will see you guys next time. Take care all. Peace.